Welcome to Shadow Fable, where the shadows come alive, and every legend has its price. Tonight, we bring you a tale of haunting whispers and a carnival that feeds on souls. It started with a rumor, the kind you'd hear whispered in the hallways at school or passed around the campfire during late summer nights. They said the old Lake Shawnee Amusement Park in West Virginia was cursed. Closed for decades after a string of tragic accidents, it was a place locals avoided. But when the carnival arrived, bright lights and distant laughter transforming the abandoned park, it was too tempting to resist. Jess Parker wasn't like most kids in her quiet town. Her connection to the park ran deeper. Her grandfather, a ride operator there in the 1960s, had always warned her, never step foot in that place. Bad things happen there. But when her best friend, Kevin, dared her to check out the carnival, she couldn't back down. "Come on, Jess," Kevin said, bouncing a flashlight in his hand. "You can't tell me you're scared of some old fairground." Jess rolled her eyes but didn't reply. The truth was, she was scared. Something about the carnival didn't sit right with her. The colors were too vivid, the music too cheerful, and the laughter? It sounded hollow, like it was coming from somewhere far away. "Fine," she muttered. "But we're just looking, no stupid dares." Kevin grinned, his confidence masking something darker. What Jess didn't know was that Kevin had his own reasons for wanting to visit the park. His cousin Mark had disappeared there years ago. The family never talked about it, but Kevin needed answers, even if it meant facing the park's eerie reputation. The air grew colder as they approached the entrance. Rusted rides loomed like skeletal shadows against the night sky. But the carnival itself was alive. Strings of golden lights swayed in the breeze, and a faint, haunting melody drifted through the air. "See?" Kevin said, gesturing toward the glowing carousel. "Not so scary." Jess didn't respond. Her eyes were fixed on a banner above the entrance that read, "The Midnight Carnival, one night only." The letters shimmered as if written in liquid gold. They wandered deeper into the park, passing game booths and food stalls that seemed untouched by time. A clown with a painted smile waved at them, his movements slow and deliberate. Jess felt her stomach churn. "Let's go," she said, tugging Kevin's sleeve. "This place is wrong." "Not yet," Kevin replied, his gaze locked on a sign pointing to the Midnight Mirror. "Just one more thing." The tent housing the Midnight Mirror was larger than it seemed from the outside. Inside, the air was thick and heavy, and mirrors of all shapes and sizes lined the walls. In the center stood an ornate, full-length mirror with a gilded frame. "You first," Kevin said, nudging Jess forward. "No way," she shot back. "This was your idea." Kevin sighed and stepped up to the mirror. At first, his reflection seemed normal, but then it smiled. A slow, sinister grin that didn't match his own expression. Jess froze as Kevin's body stiffened, his eyes wide with terror. "Kevin!" she screamed, but it was too late. The mirror rippled like water, and Kevin vanished, leaving only his flashlight clattering to the ground. Jess's breath came in ragged gasps as she stared at the mirror. Then she heard it. Kevin's voice, faint and echoing. "Jess, help me." Her hands trembled as she reached for the mirror. The surface was cold, yet it seemed to pull her in. Steeling herself, Jess stepped through. On the other side, the world was warped. The carnival was darker, the laughter more sinister. Shadows moved without form, and the rides creaked as if alive. Jess clutched Kevin's flashlight, her only source of comfort. "Kevin!" she called, her voice trembling, Where are you?" The answer came not from Kevin, but from a figure emerging from the shadows. It was the clown from earlier, its painted smile now a gaping maw. "You've come too far," it hissed, "but perhaps you can make a trade." Jess's heart pounded as the clown explained. The carnival fed on souls, trapping them in the mirror's endless maze. To free Kevin, Jess had to offer something of equal value. "What do you want?" she whispered, tears streaming down her face. The clown leaned closer, its breath icy. "Your memories of your grandfather, of your family, the moments that anchor you to this world." Jess hesitated. Her grandfather's warnings echoed in her mind, but so did Kevin's laughter, his friendship. "Take them," she said, her voice breaking. "Just let him go." The clown grinned, and Jess felt a sharp, searing pain as her memories began to fade. Images of her grandfather, his stories, his smile, all slipped away like sand through her fingers. Jess woke on the ground outside the mirror tent, Kevin beside her. He was pale but alive, his hand clutching hers. "Jess, what happened?" he murmured. She smiled weakly, though she didn't know why. "It's over," she said, though the hollowness in her heart told her otherwise. As they stumbled out of the park, Jess glanced back. The carnival lights flickered and faded, the laughter dying with the wind. But the banner remained, its golden letters shimmering in the moonlight. The Midnight Carnival. One night only. Jess would never remember why she felt so connected to the place, but she knew one thing: some memories were worth losing if it meant saving the ones you loved. And so, the Midnight Carnival vanished as mysteriously as it appeared, leaving only whispers in its wake. Some say the park remains cursed, waiting for its next visitors. Others believe it's just a story to keep kids away from the ruins. But Jess and Kevin know the truth, and they'll carry it with them forever. Do you dare to visit the Midnight Carnival? Leave your thoughts in the comments below.